Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to come and talk about the season finale of the Braxtons. Okay, I'm gonna try not to be. This is this is not straight. Is it straight now? Okay. Um, I'm gonna be a little messy. I'm gonna be just a tad bit messy. Um, I do have some questions, um, but I, okay. We'll start out with something positive. I want to give a shout out to the iconic, the legendary Tony Braxton. Tony Braxton, this episode kicked off her Las Vegas residency. I don't think it's going on anymore, unless she has added some more dates. But Tony Braxton is one of the Tony Braxton was one of the girls when I really started to get into music. Like I remember Tony being a part of that pack, where you had Whitney Houston, you had um, Mariah Carey, you had Tony Braxton. Tony Braxton was always going to be mentioned in the same sentence, not necessarily before, but she would be mentioned in the same sentence as the girls. Like Tony was one of the girls. Girl, like one of the girls. Girl. Tony, Whitney, Mariah. Tony's music catalog is phenomenal. I think I talked about this the other day. Tony Braxton has one of the best debut albums of all time. I just remember that. That's why I think I always, if you've been following my channel for a minute now, I always talk about the girls of yesteryear, right? I don't have an issue with the girls and boys of today, but it's something to be said that when you go back and you think about the boys and the girls from even early 2000s. When did like Tyrese start to kind of come in? But like when you start to think about Tyrese and RL and Jaheim, all these men who could really, 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 really sing, right? When you think about the women from back in the day who could really, 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 really sing, like the singers of today, it's no shade. I don't want to even name any names. Girl, they would not be able to even sit in the same area as Tony and Whitney and Mariah and Celine, and then with Tamia and Deborah Cox and all the girls start. You know what I'm saying? Like they wouldn't even, girl, they would laugh at the girls of today. The thing about Tony is they had, not only was it a plus that they were attractive women, right? But not only are you attractive, but you can sing. Girl, like you can really sing. Like you can sing. Girl. Not sing as in Karen, what Karen told Giselle. Now, girl, you look halfway cute. We can work with this. Yeah. Get you a little BBL. Okay. Get you some weave. I know somebody who can do your makeup. Put you on a strict diet. Yeah, do a little auto tune. Yeah, we can work with this. That's the package nowadays. I think that's why I get so kind of in my feelings when the girls, girl, try and act like the girls. Like, don't ever get it twisted. The girls of today did not open up the doors for the girls of yesterday. It was the other way around. And don't ever get it twisted. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, I want to give a shout out to Tony. I have been a fan of Tony's music for a very, 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 very long time. Tony has never really steered me wrong musically. Some of her albums I love more than others, but for the most part, Tony Tony's catalog is top notch. It really, really is. Um, Trina is doing well now. She says she's finally able to sleep since she's been going to counseling. Girl, sometimes that's what, sometimes you just need somebody to talk to. And these people, some of these people are really good at what they do. So shout out to Trina. She says she's no longer cooking at 2 a.m. in the morning. Um, so that's a plus too. Now I don't know if she touched on the alcohol, okay, but she did say that she wasn't cooking at 2 a.m. in the morning anymore, and she was now getting sleep. Um, Tawanda, she goes to a radio show to promote the new season. Of course, letting the girls know they're filming the new season, and also she talks about a skincare line she's coming out with. I think she said with Trina. And I think one of the products is going to be for like people with alopecia. Tamar. I think out of everybody on this show, I think Tamar has been the most honest about her relationship with Tracy since Tracy has passed away. Tamar has said throughout the season that her and Tracy, you know, I'm paraphrasing, girl, they used to bump heads. Tamar goes to see a medium. I think her name is Taz. Um, this is the thing. Tamar is a lot. I like Tamar. I remember I purchased Tamar's first album back when I was in high school. I think it was $5. Girl, I still listen to that album to this day. Tamar can be a handful for people. I completely understand why Tamar leaves a bad taste in folks' mouth. Okay, I completely understand. She's a lot. She's over the top. She always, always, always plays victim. Girl, and on top of that, girl, let me shut up. But I still like Tamar. And I do think with Tamar going to see the medium and her basically saying that she's acknowledging that she did not get to be the sister that she wanted to be to Tracy. That they did not have the best relationship, and that she wished she could have made things right before Tracy passed away. I can't even really say anything about that because I feel like Tamar is being honest in comparison to, and as much as I go for Tawanda, in comparison to Tawanda, I feel like Tawanda is not. I think the way that she has chosen to try and represent her relationship with Tracy is not honest. Like I have said, I understand people who have siblings, they understand that it can be a very complicated relationship. So, in no way, shape, or form am I saying that Tawanda or the Braxton sisters did not love each other. I think that with their situation, they were pushed, forced into this sisterhood, right? I think we're all forced, a lot of us, not all of us. I think a lot of us are forced into believing that because somebody is your family, that you have to have a relationship with them because that is your family. And baby, don't let it be your brother or your sister. They automatically think that y'all should be connected to the hips, right? And then if you have a twin, honey, shout out to Tia and Tamara, girl, people automatically think y'all should be connected to the hips, right? Not realizing that just because you're family does not mean that I'm going to like this person. This person that's in my family could literally remind me of the people that I don't like outside of this family. But you're telling me I have to continue to be in relationship with this person due to us being family. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that they don't love each other. However, I feel like Tamar let me just wrap this up. I feel like Tamar was the most honest throughout this season, or as far as this season finale, about her relationship with Tracy. Um, I feel like Tawanda has tried to act like this. I've always had Tracy's back. Girl, Tracy called you a snake. And again, relationships with sisters and brothers can go up and down, right? You can call somebody a snake, but then, girl, y'all could be back kikiing and laughing and giggling a month later. But it doesn't take away from the fact that Tracy called you a snake too. You know what I'm saying? Um, the only thing that I will say about Tamar is that, and maybe Tamar maybe this was part of her realizing it, because the friend who went with James, James Chanel, right? The one who got, girl, it's no shame. But the one that Krishan knocked his tooth out his goddamn mouth, girl, him. He was there, and another guy. And the guy was telling the medium that Tamar was basically upset because Trina said that, I guess part of the reason, I don't know, part of the reason Tracy didn't tell Tamar was because, girl, they were at odds. Now listen, out of all of them, I would say I probably trust Trina the most. Trina saying that, Trina ain't just pulling that out of her asshole. Trina ain't just pulling that from the bottom of a bottle vodka. I mean, a vodka bottle. Okay? Trina ain't just pulling that from the sky. Trina said that because that's probably a conversation that her and Tracy probably had. Okay? So, you know what I'm saying? That upset Tamar because Tamar's whole thing was basically her and Tracy had hung out. I don't know when, but Tracy and Tamar had hung out, I think prior to, I think she said prior to the pandemic, because Tracy passed away in 2022. The pandemic hit in 2020. Well, we found out about it in 2020. That stuff hit. Well, we found out about the stuff. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, in 2020. Was it March? Anyway, so I think Tamar said something about Tracy had helped her clean her closet out or something. Again, this is one of those examples of like how you can be at odds with one of your sisters or brothers and you still be like, hey girl, do you want to come over and help me clean my closet out? Yeah, girl, I'll come over, right? But girl, y'all probably just got an argument, fussing and fighting 2 months earlier. Tamar's, I think, timeline is off. That's all I'm gonna say. I think Tamar's timeline is off. I don't think that her and Tracy were in the best spot. I think that's part of the reason why that Tracy didn't want didn't want Tamar to know. On top of, and I will acknowledge this too, they have always treated Tamar like the baby, right? That's the baby, that's the baby, that's the baby sister, that's baby girl, that's it, So I do think that played a part in it too, because even the medium said that Tracy was speaking to her and saying that she wanted to protect her because she's a baby. So I do believe that played a part in it. I do. But it doesn't take away from what I think is a fact, that Tracy and Tamar were beefing. And that's also why she didn't tell Tamar. And I think Tamar knows that. I think Tamar just didn't. I think it was hard for Tamar to acknowledge, or it's hard for Tamar to acknowledge that. Well, no, but she did acknowledge this episode that me and my sister were not in the best space, and I wish we could have worked through our issues before she passed away, right? But it is what it is, It is what it is. I was about to say something too. I forgot I was about to say. I'll be talking so much, I'll be forgetting something. That's why I be trying to hurry up and get stuff out of my head. Because when I think about it, I feel like I need to hurry up and say it. Because if I don't say it right then, I'm gonna forget. And then when I forget, I get frustrated. Okay? I don't want to be frustrated because I forgot what I had to say. So that's why I sometimes have 10 conversations going on at one time. It's a lot going on over here. I'm gonna go to the doctor and get that checked out. Hey! I'm not gonna lie. When the medium said that Tracy was talking to her and saying that that she wants her family to be united, and Tamar was crying, and Tamar looked. Tamar said, When she looked, hey, hey. When the medium said Tracy wants the family to be united, and Tamar looked up and said, and then dapped her eyes. First person she thought about was Tawanda. Um, She said she hasn't been the best. Tamar says she hasn't been the best sister or the best support system. I'm sorry, y'all. You have to acknowledge. You don't have to do nothing. But I feel like even if you don't like Tamar, you have to acknowledge that Tamar, I feel like, was being the most honest, and she was taking accountability for whatever role that she's played in these relationships, especially with her sisters. I feel like I wasn't the best sister. I feel like I haven't been the best support system. She acknowledges that she didn't have the best relationship, and she wish she could have made it right. I don't know what else. I think that's what we want from the girls and boys when we watch these television shows. Like, girl, what role did you play? I mean, if any, but girl, what role did you play in this relationship? Right? I did cry when they played the flashback clips of Tracy and Tamar. Girl, love. Tony has her Las Vegas residency. It looks good. I'm not gonna lie. When Tony was about to start telling her jokes, and Trina was in. Oh, baby! When Tony came on stage with Cedric the Entertainer and was trying to tell her jokes. Her jokes are so corny, but it's a funny. Tony is a person who's corny and it's not funny, but it's funny because she thinks it's funny. You know what I'm saying? So of course she got up there and told the joke. What do you call a bear with that doesn't have any teeth? Somebody screamed from the audience, a gummy bear. They already knew the answer. But when Tony was on stage about to tell her jokes, when I tell you they panned to Trina's face in the audience, this was Trina's face. Mm-mm. No. Girl, get your ass off the stage, girl. Sing. Don't tell no jokes. Every time they looked at Trina was shaking her head like, girl, Trina was shaking her head. Girl, Trina was shaking her head in disgust, like, no, girl, stop. No, girl, get off stage. Girl, please don't. Girl, you about to embarrass yourself. Girl, get off stage. No, girl, I'm so disgusting. Why do y'all have on stage? Girl, that's how Trina was looking. Trina made a joke about her not having no underwear on. Long story short, because I don't want to make this review too long because it wasn't, it was just kind of wrapped up the season. Tawanda's boyfriend proposes to her. I'm not gonna. I thought it was a cute proposal. I did. I was even over here like, oh, that's so sweet. I thought it was a cute proposal. Can I say something? Because I don't want to be too negative, but I just was like, girl, y'all been together for what, 10 years, 8 years? How long? Or the last time? I don't know, child. They've been together a long time. If you want to get married, get married. Girl, whatever, child. Because we're gonna do what we want to do anyways. But I just think it's stupid. I feel like Vaughn. No, not Vaughn. That's Trina's husband. His name's Sean. I think his name is Sean. Vaughn is Trina's husband, right? I just think it's stupid that y'all have been together. No, I don't want to say stupid. I don't want to offend anybody who got married after 10 years. I think that it doesn't make sense to me in Tawanda and Sean's case because I really feel like they don't care about being married. It's just that, girl, because we're shooting this show, let me go ahead and propose to her. Because the last time you mentioned marriage was on the show to their father. Now y'all come back on the show and now you're proposing. Like, girl, if y'all want to be together, just be together. But you don't have to put on a stunt in a show for us. If your relationship has been working just the way that it has been working and everybody in the relationship is happy, then girl, why even go down this road? That's all I'm saying. Now, it's one thing if Tawanda had been running around here saying, I want to be married, I want to be married. And Sean was like, I don't want to be married, I don't want to be married. Then I would look at Tawanda like, well, girl, if you know you want to be married and this nigga don't want to be married, then girl, why are you wasting your time with this nigga? But if Tawanda been running around here like, girl, I don't care about that, girl. If he proposed, he proposed. And if Sean ain't making a big deal out of it, then girl, why is it a big deal? Girl, that's all I'm saying. It's not a problem. Y'all making it a problem because, girl, anyways. But nonetheless, they're engaged. So if they come back next season, I'm sure that Tawanda's storyline will be her, preparing or during her wedding, doing her wedding. Did y'all hear when Trina asked her, so what's your name gonna be? And Tawanda said Tawanda. Did y'all catch that too? Tawanda said, I ain't changing my last name. She probably will. She'll probably hyphenate it. I could see Tawanda doing more of a hyphenation than just taking her last name away. And then they shoot the last scene, and Tamar is not there. I had a problem with it at first. I did. I was like, girl, this is the last scene, girl. Y'all could at least came together and shot the last scene together. But however, the reality is, girl, that's the reality. The reality is Tamar probably didn't want to be there. Because on some real shit, this is still y'all job. Y'all are still getting paid. It wouldn't have been that big of a deal for them just to do that the first night of Tony's show. You see what I'm saying? Like the night that the night that Tamar was there, I'm sure Tawanda could have flown in the same night and Miss E. And they all could have just said, we're going to shoot the final scene tonight. But they shot the final scene the second night. And Tamar was not there. I hope that whatever Tamar and Tawanda have, because I think it's Tamar and Tawanda, honestly. I hope they can come to some type of resolve, whether it's, bitch, we just don't fuck with each other. Or either, girl, I just need some space to figure out some stuff. And maybe they've already had the conversation. We're just not privy to it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I loved this season. It was very triggering. It was very emotional. I probably cried the first 3 or 4 episodes. Girl, the first 2 episodes, I know I was in her boohoo crying. Girl, the second episode, I couldn't even finish the second episode. I had to turn my TV off and go to bed. That's how hard I was over here, like crying. So it was a very triggering, emotional roller coaster. However, I really felt like what we saw, even though they didn't give us, were they just this open book? No. But I'm not mad at, if y'all have watched my channel, y'all already know how I feel about reality TV. Girl, I'm not mad at the girls for giving us bits and pieces. Girl, you got to stretch your stuff out. Girl, you can't come in one season and give all your tea. Because if you give all your tea the first season, then what you going to talk about the second or the third or the fourth season? So the first season, we can talk about this. The second season, we can talk about this. If I come back the third season, I can talk about this. The fourth season, I can talk about this. I really think that the Braxtons season 1 is one of the best reality TVs this year. I really do believe that from from the TV shows that I've seen. I think that, and a lot of the stuff I'm about to say, I'm about to regurgitate. I think it's more realistic for us to see families continue to deal with each other than it is to see housewives deal with each other. Because in real life, in real life, you will continue to be around family members and communicate with family members just off of the fact that they're family members. If it's a group of women or a group of men or a group of people, period, that you don't fool with, but you're not gonna fuck with them unless you at work. Okay, outside of that, honey, I'm not going to dinner. Who gonna be there? Oh, girl, you don't fuck with that hoe. You know what I'm saying? But girl, you'll go to the family reunion. You'll go to the barbecue. You'll go over to your cousin Keisha house who you like, but you probably know two of your cousins who you can't stand gonna be there. Girl, I just stay on the opposite side of the room. You see what I'm saying? That's why I feel like I know a lot of people did not like this season, but I felt like it was also, I think it also reminded people of how dysfunctional and fucked up their families are. And I think that when we watch reality TV, it is a way to escape from our own problems, right? Because again, most people, when we watch The Housewives, most people don't live like Lisa Vanderpump. Most people don't have swans in front of their homes. Most people don't live like Heather Dubrow in $50 million. Most people don't live like Dr. Nicole and her husband. Most people don't live like Lisa, well, how Lisa did live in an $80 million mansion. You see what I'm saying? Now, most people do live like the Housewives of Potomac. Girl, no shade. Hey! I know some bitches who live better than the Housewives of Potomac. Okay. Anyways, it's no shade. But yeah, I like this season. I did. I thought it was a good season. I was here for it. I hope they come back for a season 2. I really do. I really do. And I think that was pretty much it. Miss Evelyn. Girl, Miss Evelyn is that mama. We've said this before. Girl, Miss Evelyn is the reason why those girls act the way they act. For real. Because you hear the girl, even though the father does not play a part in the show at all. Girl, he pop. How many times that man been on the show? Girl, probably once or twice, 3 or 4 times. Mikey probably been on the show 1 or 2 times. The brother. Hell, I be forgetting that it's a brother. Because that's another thing too, girl. They drill the sisterhood so deep into our heads. I be forgetting that they even got a brother. Hello. Oh, Kevin. I hope Kevin. I'm gonna put Kevin in the thumbnail because quiet as it's kept, girl. Kevin was the main storyline this season. Girl, Kevin was Miller Peach holder. Hello. Girl, I don't know what's going on with Kevin. Girl, let me shut up. Girl, it's early. What's early for me? And that's it, child. Let me look over these notes just to make sure. Tony, Tamar, Trina, Tony, Miss E was drinking that Coke. Miss Evelyn usually drink Diet Coke, I guess. But that night in Vegas, she decided to, girl, I guess what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Miss Evelyn decided to drink a regular Coke. Girl, Miss Evelyn put, girl, let me tell you something, girl. For the girls, girl, I used to be addicted to Coca-Cola. When I tell you it was something about Coca-Cola, girl, when it hit your throat, baby. Girl, when I tell you ice cold Coca-Cola, girl, when it hit right here, girl, when that Coca-Cola hit right here, I used to demolish bottles of Coca-Cola. Oh, so I knew exactly what Miss Evelyn was feeling like when she put that Coca-Cola down her throat. I said, I know how she feel, baby. I know how she feeling. Ooh. And let me tell you something. It's a big difference between a Diet Coke and a regular Coke. Maybe it's a big ass difference. Okay. That's it, child. Yeah, that's it, girl. If I missed anything, girl, I'm pretty sure I covered whatever I needed to cover throughout this season of my reviews. So if you want to, if you ain't got nothing to do, if you bored, you can go back and watch my reviews over this season. I started, I think, at episode 3. Yeah, I don't think I reviewed. Did I review episodes 1 and 2? I can't remember. Anyways, I'm gone. Bye, y'all. Like what Trina do, girl. Girl, what she did, bitch. When that came up from stage and Trina did this, I said, "Oh, girl, she back. She living in her glory days." Girl, okay.